he might take drinking.
Oh, but then the expectations get higher, and then like my blocking advances gets a little bit more like obvious, and you know.
I feel like that's how a lot of marriages start.
Welcome to the Hot Mess Open Mic, where Dawn shares her stories of talking to people at the bars who said their name is Hollywood. We're going to drink coffee and maybe start day drinking. Welcome to the Hot Mess Open Mic, where we're all day drinking some kind of liquid. Dun, dun, dun. I'm drinking coffee, but Dawn's probably drinking hot wine with some tea. That's probably a Canadian thing.
I'm gonna stay sober for now.
We're at the Hot Mess.
Oh my God,
Coffee talk open mic.
I'm gonna be ditching you guys early to go to the bar and watch England versus Denmark.
With
Hollywood.
The whole thing is like, fuck sports, get in here, guys, and now you're doing the exact same thing.
Pardon?
Wasn't that your whole shtick? It was like, fuck sports, guys, get into the Hot Mess comedy show, and now you're like, I'm gonna go watch my team, bitches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the worst host ever.
It's called manipulation. It's called I do what I want and you do what I say, because I'm a Canadian mother. Canada.
Bontrager knows us so well.
Yeah. We got people. They're gonna say stuff. Dawn's in her car, which is also her bed. Thanks for coming to the mic, guys. Abigail, what are you doing? You're like freezing and stuff. Abigail has a coloring book. I'm sure you can buy it somewhere. You can buy it. Put it in the chat.
Shopify. Okay, buy my book.
I will actually, because I love coloring.
Put it in the
Every time I
chat.
I think about
Everyone
Abigail.
likes a coloring book.
Coloring is good for your mental state, folks. And I know that if you're on this mic, then your mental state's probably not that great. So yeah, buy Abigail's book. You'll feel better. But don't feel too good, 'cause I want you guys to come.
You guys can also just like message me and I can send you the PDF if you Venmo and PayPal me. So
I don't have the list because I'm in my car.
Sleeping.
I listed it. I made a list.
All right.
Check it twice.
He's on top of things.
Well, you know, I didn't promise to be great. I just promised to be here, and I did.
Okay, Dawn. Dawn. Before we get the,
I promised not to be here. Actually,
Dawn. Before we start the mic, if you don't ask questions, but if you had to fight like another gang, well, not a gang, you're all individual. If you walked into a room and there were like 12 alternate versions of you, how fast would it take before you'd all kill each other, and what weapons would you be using?
You want me to list out 12 different weapons?
No. You'd all be using the same weapon because you're all you.
Oh, okay.
You're overthinking it.
Or a weapon.
Well, I just thought it'd be like,
grudge.
12 of my personalities, and I think all of those guys would choose different things. So, yeah, what would be my weapon, man?
They're all just clones of you, essentially. They're time clones. Time clones. You don't use weapons? Your car? Your fist?
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm such a peaceful person. I don't even raise my voice when I get mad.
You're such a peaceful person.
I would probably just like hope to have some sort of power, and I would kill people with my mind.
That's not working out.
That's not what the question was. Our first comic coming from the great flag store. Flag Smasher, Jason Osborne. Come on.
Oh my God! First again. Keep it going for Bond.
First again because you talked about Loki.
Loki. Okay, that's the password. Yeah, and keep it going for Dawn and Abigail. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Woo.
It's actually funny. We were talking about the highest paid comedian in Canada, and I'm like the lowest paid comedian because you can't get much lower than zero unless like you're paying people to do comedy, which I don't. I heard that's the thing in the States. Is that true? You have to pay to like do an open mic?
A lot more in New York, but yeah,
New
yes,
York,
there are
okay.
those places.
Well, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
New York.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I don't pay people to do comedy, so I'm probably the lowest. And I remembered somebody actually offered me paid work like a week ago, and like they said that all I had to do was write a bio to like send out to people, and I forgot. So I'm like, I'm turning down paid work for like unpaid work. So I'm probably also the dumbest comedian in Canada if like anyone's keeping a record. I don't even have that much material because like I don't know. I put it on the thing on Facebook, but this is like probably gonna be my last open mic for a while because I had to get a real job and like
No.
I know that I know the training is gonna be like I know like at least for the first 2 weeks I'm gonna be training on Wednesdays, so I won't be able to do the open mic, and it's like what happened. I think the government found out that I was doing the hot mess every Wednesday, and then they found out that Dawn stopped wearing a bra, and they heard about Abigail's double D's, and they just said like, I'm having too much fun and I'm gonna have to get a real job. So somebody offered me a job yesterday and I took it.
Nice.
Yeah. What did I have? Oh, I had like I only have like one joke prepared really. That's new. So it's like, in Guatemala they have the war crisis, and then like, a bunch of people from Guatemala are like defecting to escape the war, and they told them that they could go through Mexico and then get to like the United States for sanctuary, but like Kamala Harris told them that, they're not going to give them any immigration status, right? Because like, basically they're trying to, I guess, get rid of the immigrants that they have before they start taking on more. And then Canada is like the opposite. So whenever there's a refugee crisis and like the Americans don't want the immigrants, Canada will totally take the immigrants, but they turned us down because Canada's too cold. So they said they would take their chances with the war crisis. So, so, war over cold weather, I guess. So we don't feel rejected at all. And do I have anything else?
You just gotta get here. You gotta live.
I got it, exactly.
The element.
Oh, Dawn was saying how she promised something, or she promised she'd be here, and she promised she wouldn't be here. And like, I make no promises when it comes to open mics, right? The only promises you make are to women, so they'll sleep with you. Am I right? You ever like? Were you ever like just about to hook up with a woman and then she'd like stop and be like, promise you'll never cheat on me, right? So what are you gonna say, right? I'm sorry, I can't like keep up that promise, right? And like let's just sleep together. No, you'd be like, yeah, I promise, right? And then you cheat on her. So that's the rule. I don't make the rules. I just know how to play the game. Fourth. Sorry, someone's calling me. Yeah, that's all I got. Sorry. You've been a great audience.
Such a fancy businessman.
Yeah.
Back one day, but in the meantime, I've been Jason Osborne.
Thanks for coming, Jason Osborne. Smashes.
Jason. Normally I'm really nice to you, but I feel like it's probably a good thing that you got a job so you can, refocus. Yeah.
So you can leave us. Is that what are you trying to do? What's this bit? What are you trying to do?
Glad
you got the job. Get out of here, lassie.
To rework on his jokes.
I don't want to see you anymore, lassie.
But I've been doing this. I've been doing this open mic like every week since like February.
I know.
It's crazy.
You're the most loyal person.
It was like 1 week. I missed 1 week and you thought I was dead.
I think I've missed more weeks than Jason has, to be clear.
Jason definitely gets our hot mess t-shirts. Where we hot mess butt plugs? What do we say? Hot mess mugs.
Plugs.
Hot mess wine glasses.
Hot mess.
That's a huge escalation.
You
With
went
our
from t-shirts to butt
on them.
plugs
Hot
in
mess
2
shot
seconds.
glasses that double as butt
Well,
plugs.
you gotta diversify. You gotta.
Diversify, yeah.
It's definitely
Um,
butt plugs.
We got the if Dawn, I don't think Dawn can see. James Longshore has slipped back into
I
the room.
did
I don't know if you
actually. I
saw
was just
that.
going to make a
James
comment on
Longshore.
it. Hey,
Bon Traeger, you keep spelling my name wrong. There's
What?
only one
God
I
damn
in
it.
Tristan. It's okay. Just
What
as
a-
a heads
what
up.
a-
He doesn't
I
care.
do keep adding an I because the T looks like it should have a brother or it should have a friend, and then I'm like, there should be another one
Yeah,
there.
the T
It's
has
like-
another T. That's the brother.
It's
of
like,
the-
yeah,
they're two
I think that's
Ts.
what I do. I like a lot of times when I spell captain, I do like Captionion.
That actually does feel like you.
So it's
I know
like,
it's not
wait,
malicious.
there's way too many eyes. No, I just have a thing with eyes. It's honestly just the letter I, I think.
Oh my god.
Thanks for coming, Tristan.
Thank
It's
you
not
for
a
having
joke.
me.
It's a weird. I'm just realizing it now. Like, the letter I gives me a lot of trouble in some words. I tell you what. God damn it, Dawn. What?
I found like bong resin stuck to my car and I wasn't really sure what it was. And now I'm realizing that it's bong resin. And
How did
I've got a
you?
lot of, I've
Did
got
you
a lot of
taste it?
questions to
Did you
myself.
taste it?
No, but like this is undeniably,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, I know what happens.
Ugh,
You're
what is
in your car
wrong
right
with
now?
me? I'm always in my
She's in her car, which is also her bedroom because she sleeps in her car, even though she has a house to sleep in that literally has a bed in. She
She
sleeps
sleeps in her car because she has children.
exactly.
most of the time. You're in your own
'Cause you
driveway,
hate your
right?
kids?
You're just in your
Exactly.
probably.
It's really not that hard to piece together, guys.
It's not that it's hard to piece together. No one's flabbergasted that you do it. Like we're not like surprised that you do it. Like, but it's
I mean,
just like
I've definitely seen you zoom from your home though. Like when it was like
Yeah.
180 degrees the other day, you were
Yeah.
definitely in a home. I
I
know
normally
that.
do the shows from my home, but the children are in there right now, and so I don't want to be in there, and you guys definitely don't want them to be around either. Up next, we have someone I'm really glad.
Up next, we have a great comedian. I know who they are. You know who they are. I've read the list. You've read the list. We all know who it is. Coming up, we got Amira. Come on.
Yeah. Woo.
Thank you. How is everyone?
Yeah.
I don't care. It's about me. Okay, so I wear a wedding ring. I'm not married at all, but you got to dress for the job that you want. I have social anxiety. I'm single and I'm very anxious to mingle. I come from a strict Muslim family, and when I was all dolled up and ready to go out, my dad was like, "Hey, take off that makeup. You look like a whore." Thank you so much. You're so sweet. But the ladies at Sephora think I'm beautiful. They actually think I should wear more blush. And I'm not taking advice from a guy that has 4 divorces with women that have bipolar disorder. So the only guys that are hitting on me are my creepy cousin and guys that are open mics.
Ew.
My cousin was my safety, but then he got married. Okay, I don't want to keep this last name anyway. It's too hard to pronounce. I don't drink, but I'm a lot of fun when I'm tired. So just get me some ZzzQuil and read me War and Peace. My sister and I were talking. She's just like, I don't like to touch gross things. I'm like, okay, but you're not ready for dating, right? I went out with this guy that does Reiki. I was like, what's Reiki? He's like, oh, when you transfer energy, you heal people, but you're not touching. Can you feel it? I'm like, no, not at all. So I went back to his place anyway. And he was like, hey, can you give me a hand job? I'm like, I come from a strict family. How about a Reiki hand job? There was this guy on Facebook messaging me. He's really old and creepy. He's like, hey, do you want to live with me for $300 a week? I think just to talk to him. But I was like, no, thanks. I make more on unemployment and I don't have to be locked up in the basement. I'm so glad I have unemployment because I don't have to do sex work anymore. I wasn't making much because it was Reiki sex work. You still gotta have it if it's pretend sex work, right? We'll see. So I was kissing my cat and I was like, wait, we should take it slow and wait for marriage. I'm just kidding. I don't have a cat. It was a stray. I was asking my dad where I can go on a date, and he was like, you guys can go to hell. I'm already living in hell, so it's fine. I'm used to it. My friend was asking me, what type of guy are you into? And I'm like, black, white, Asian, Spanish. It doesn't matter. I'm over 30 and the clock is ticking. So lonely. So I watched way too many romantic movies growing up. So I started to think, like, if I just drop some papers, I can like lock eyes with a hot guy and he'll help me fall in love. In reality, what would happen is I drop the papers while it's like raining into a puddle. The happy couple walks over them. I'm just like left alone crying. For some reason, an Adele song is playing. She's always there when I'm sad. So me and this guy, we weren't working out. So I was like, let's just stay friends. And he's like, can we be friends with benefits? I'm like, no, we're Walmart friends. No benefits. For Christmas, I went to go see Santa. And he's like, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, for my dad to stop calling me a whore, for a fifth mom, and to be Christian. Really confused. But I went for the free picture because I like pictures. I don't know. All right. So I'm so glad my sister's pregnant because next month I'll have 2.5 friends. My favorite part of the day is when I get to hug my baby niece because she's too weak to stop me from hugging her. My sister, she like waxes her own bikini area. I'm like, why don't you just shave? It's so much easier. And she's like, oh, because it gets us on the outside. They only care what's on the inside.
Jesus.
Probably my set time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Amira, to the Hummus Open Mic.
So, I think I told you guys recently that I got waxed for the first time so that I can wear these booty shirts without freaking out like the rest of the population. Not waxed for the first time, but waxed for the first time in like 8 years. That was like a month ago, and I'm really happy to report that it doesn't grow in bumpy and it doesn't grow in gross. It's fucking awesome. And that's just a Dawn's vagina update. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Like and subscribe button.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We're on Team Gummy.
I still like like the OnlyFans thing. Like I'll
Yeah, have Abigail advise you on how to get on the OnlyFans. We need to get your brand out there. We need to find your niche. We need to like capitalize on something. It's something that's easy and just like doesn't take too much effort. Like, you know, like, are you gonna like send out dirty panties? What was that?
Titties is
Just titties? Just titty shots? All right.
Yeah.
We can start with titties. We can move it on feet.
I do think that I looked at the OnlyFans, like I think I created one, and then when it came to the banking info, it asked me for some weird number, and I was like, I don't know what that is, and so I closed the app and never opened it again.
It's called. They wanted something. It's called.
It's like a Swift
it's a bank.
number.
It's called a bank account.
No,
and
like
it's like it's where you save money in an establishment, and if you put enough of it in and like leave it in there, it grows, but not that much. But
Yeah,
Contrary.
I appreciate that. That means you show your boobs for the love of the game, not for the money, and I think that's better.
so I think what you're looking for is Tumblr. If you just want to do it for free, like no,
Well,
they don't do it
there's no
anymore.
more nudity. You just gotta,
No, they don't do that anymore.
Porn on
Fuck. What's the
Tumblr.
new Tumblr? Maybe just Reddit. I guess you have to do your own Reddit thread.
Yeah, exactly. Girls Gone Wild.
just-
and,
Or just
It's just a
FaceTime
Reddit
all of
thread.
us. FaceTime all of us individually. And just show a boob.
I'll end up in like the r/trashy boners.
If you want me to
no,
respond,
no,
if you want me to
our-
respond to your messages, that's a
Yeah.
good way to do it.
Just r/Dawn in the back of her Volvo, showing vulva, and is that
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don.
There's
Not my
definitely
dreams. I'm taken now, so I'm boring.
well.
you know who's not boring? Our next comic coming in. Well, do an intro, Dawn. Do an intro.
No, he's.
You
I
gotta leave.
it was just gonna be sexually harassing him naturally.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
he likes it. That's why he comes back.
Why change now, Dawn? Come on.
Yeah, come on, let's go. This is punishment for you leaving. Go.
Well, you fucked
Say
me
it.
up now, Bon Traeger, but like, I really hope the next comedian is my top fan and subscriber to my OnlyFans. It's John O'Keefe, boy.
John
Yeah.
O'Keefe!
Yay! Oh, obviously all of that's true. How's everyone? How is everyone? Are you well?
Good.
Are you all good? I saw this terrible thing today, and I saw an Irish man wearing shorts. It was fucking deeply upsetting. An Irish man wearing shorts is kind of like a pig wearing knickers. It's just the product of neglect. I was looking at this guy in shorts queuing for a latte, acting like he's a California 4. And I was like, sir, the bottom half of you needs medication. That ankle is crippled with anxiety. Your calf should be put down. Your thigh is guilty of war crimes. And your shin is so white, I can see bone under bone. Which I don't even know how that happens. I'm not sure if you need more milk or less milk in your life, but you need some form of milk intervention because you're emanating pure dairy. For the love of fuck, will you wear some pants? If not for me, for the public good. Think of the women and children and dogs. How are they meant to sleep at night? I think if I ever run for public office, that'll be at the core of my proposal. No more Irish legs disturbing your peace. We can't do anything about the women. That's political. That's my popular ending to that joke. I recently only found out what Gen X is. I always thought it was just like a superhero franchise. But no, Gen X comes before millennials, obviously, who are called Gen Y. Just a question. Gen, why did you leave me? I can change. No, you can't, millennial. Just be unfulfilled. You thought you were special. That's why she's left you. Look, I'm a millennial technically, and we are definitely the worst bunch of people who ever lived, for sure. Until like whatever this new generation is called. What are you guys called? Gen feelings? You guys make us look like heroes, which is really something. Like, what's your poster? Your poster child's Greta Thunberg. An actual post of a child. Like, I love being lectured by a fucking teenage cartoon nerd. That's always fun. That's what gets me off. I was in the park earlier and I noticed something peculiar. Why do people who sit under trees think they're better than everybody else? Have you noticed this? Like, they were looking over at me like, oh, I got shade. And I'm like, yeah, and your tan is shit. Boom! Now you got shade. I mean, I recently learned what that means. Who sits under a tree? Like, you don't have to prove to me you're an asshole. What are you training for? You're training for a college brochure? Come on. No one wears a sweater like that for fun. You're beautiful and it upsets me. Well, also in the park, I noticed this other thing. Animals do not respect boundaries. Every pigeon's a creep. Oh my god. I am not a fan of those fat-necked fucks. Like, you call that a mating dance? She's not interested, buddy. Take a hike. Go find a bush and sort yourself out, you pathetic bird. And don't even get me started on the ducks. What a bunch of perverts. Have you seen ducks lately? Never feed the ducks. You're just bringing bread to an orgy. You're fueling their lust with carbs. Look, here's the thing. I can't prove this, right? But every time a duck quacks, he's being racist.
What?
Can't prove it, but I have a hunch. But my favorite thing to do in parks, without a shadow of a doubt, is to watch little boys. I should clarify. I just find them interesting as a species because boys like to destroy things. There was this swan sitting on a lake and he picked up a pebble and he screamed, "I'm going to hit him!" And then his mother was like, "No, Fenton, stop, Fenton. You need a bigger rock to really cause him some damage." When she took out a series of rocks she brought with her from home. I thought this chick means business. No, she was a good mother. She was horrified with Fenton's intent. I was just horrified she called him Fenton. Like, what kind of a fucking dumb name is that? Is it short for fentanyl?
Oh no.
No wonder he's a psycho in the making. She was looking at me like, she was like, "No, Fenton, we don't do stuff like that." She's making eye contact with me to prove she's a good mother. I was like, the fact she cares about my approval is a sign she's not fucking fully there. If she'd any sense, she'd tell Fenton to throw rocks at me because I deserve it. If it's not obvious from my material, I live in the park. Okay, guys, that's all for me. Thanks for having me, as always, Dawn and everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, John O'Keefe, to the Honest Open Mic.
I always knew you were great, Sean. You live in the park. I live in my car. We both
Exactly.
just live
We're like
simply,
we're like on the lower echelon of society. We need to work on that.
You can.
Wait, you think you're lower than the rest of us? We're all on the lower echelon of society.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're here at 12 on a Wednesday. We're not at work. There's a reason.
It's international. It's later in other places.
It's still not. We're still not doing well.
It is. No.
It's almost 2:00 here.
No, buddy.
So
I was in a park recently. I came up to compliment my tattoos, and then he took pictures of my feet. Am I going in and out?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Sometimes.
But was the lighting good on the feet?
Is there a
Was it good
website where
lighting?
we can see
Yeah,
them?
no, it was really sunny. I don't know.
You don't know if it was good lighting? He
Big
just took
titty
him and
tattooed
ran?
woman's feet.
He just took him and ran?
He he came up to me and he was just like, "Oh, hey, I really like your tattoos." Pulls out a camcorder, just starts taking pictures of my feet in the grass.
Ew. Weirdo.
Yeah, isn't that neat? I love New York.
So it wasn't good lighting. Is what you're saying. He didn't.
Did he at least like
set
give you
up
the
any-
photos? Wait,
Yeah,
did
he
he
didn't have any
show you the
reflectors.
photos?
He didn't show me, no.
That's a shame.
He just put them on. He put them on his website.
I guess so. I don't know.
That reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode.
Now I got to look for this guy's website. This is so too much work.
Son,
Oops.
you're still spelling Tristan's name wrong. Like,
I didn't change it. I'm just repasting. It's just
no
what copy and paste is. This is why this.
Not if they're spelled wrong.
It's okay. This is going to be my last mic here. Just because no, Abigail said she's committed. She's not single, so that's the only reason I was coming. So I'm out.
Way to go, Abigail.
Oh no, I'm so
She's single, but her boyfriend has said on multiple podcasting platforms that he's all about cheating. So I think there's a little room for you over there. I think there's some room for you there, Tristan. Don't.
I either have to pine after dawn or just quit. Those are the only choices now.
I guess I have to trick someone else, another host.
Fuck off, Bob Traeger.
Hey, what's Katie Blue doing? What's Katie Blue doing? Should I call Katie Blue? Now
How
you're
did
both
you-
breaking out. You're both what? What?
Don't
You're both
we couldn't hear anything you
you're
said.
both
You said
breaking
a
up.
lot of
Yeah,
stuff. We couldn't
anyways.
hear it.
I
Our
said-
next comic is
How
not
did-
going to be the third host. What?
I said, how did Bontrager get 2 hot women to host an open mic for him? This is ridiculous.
Fortnite.
That's even weirder.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's funny because it's basically 80% of the reason it works. 80% of why it works.
Only hot, nerdy women.
Everyone doesn't believe in me. No one believe. Before I say it, I'll say it. I've said it a million times. No one believes me. Fortnite is the future of storytelling. It brings people together, and it's the reason there's 2 female co-hosts on this open mic. Where else could that happen?
Yeah, never in comedy history.
Never in history. Never in history. Our next comic looks like he plays Apex Legends, Devin Flay.
Yeah, woo.
Take that fucking trash talk out of here, Bontrager. I'm all about Halo, man. I'm still playing that.
All right, boomer.
I'm kidding. I'm more of a what is it? God damn it, that punchline went right out the window. Whatever. Video game jokes are for nerds. I like to think that I'm ever so slightly better than Jason in that I was paid the other week for comedy, and then I remember I wore shorts and did comedy. I broke the cardinal rule, and I still got paid. Therefore, I'm way better than Jason. I'm kidding, man, but seriously,
They probably just wanted you to sleep with them.
I think the desperation was we did backyard comedy shows. They just lowered their standards so much. They're like, I could go to the lake for free, or I could shell out $20 to listen to this guy in shorts and who looks like a fucking gay lumberjack. It's so hot. I'm just gonna go with the latter. So it's kind of like Amira's dating techniques there. It's just desperation, guys. Just catch them at their lowest and you'll be fine. I don't really have much to work on there. I was driving to the bank actually to drop off my hot comedy money. By the way, I'm never going to get another gig, so I'm pretty sure Carmen's going to bite me in the ass for all that. Anyway, I was driving to the bank to drop off said money, and I hit a red light, and it was right next to me was a guy in a big, huge Ford 350. So just imagine a big redneck pickup truck. Okay, we both missed the green light. So I turned to the guy and I'm like, because I was trying to say we were this close. We missed it, buddy. We were this close to catching the light. I think what he took that for was you have a small penis. So he scowled at me. He revved up his truck, and when the light turned green, he fucking floored it and just hauled ass out of there. And then a cop pulled him over. So it turns out he was right. He did have a small penis. I recently learned about something called chess boxing. So it's like the game of chess combined with boxing. And I realized you don't need to be good at chess. You just need to win the first round of boxing. Smooth sailing from there on out. Anybody who gets the punchline there, don't play chess. It was great actually going home, telling jokes. Anybody get that from your parents there? When I first started doing stand-up comedy, my parents like, you better not make fun of us. I'm like, you guys not know you? Like, you're half my material. And now every time I go home, my dad will tell one of his infamous dad jokes that I've heard like 20 times in the past month. And he'll be like, hey, Dad, hey, feel free to use that. Oh, fuck. No. First, you didn't want to be part of my set, Dad. Now you're writing for me. Dear God, no. So I still joke about my parents. I still joke about COVID too. So that was a huge part of my set. By the way, it was really funny. So a lot of people are just starting to come out of their homes and whatnot. And we're doing backyard comedy. And I tell people, like, I had COVID, and I literally saw some people urge back in their seats. They're like, wow, guys, I haven't had it for a while. You guys made up front, right? But no, so like for some of you who don't know, like I had COVID, and I wrote these fucking baller jokes while sick. So go me. But no, me and the girlfriend caught COVID there, and you learn to appreciate certain things when you go into quarantine, like the fact that you brought your Switch over to your girlfriend's house before you were under lockdown for 2 weeks. But it was a weird situation to like just going under quarantine and not being allowed to move or leave your apartment building. It's like being thrown into a 2-person game of Big Brother. Apparently we can't vote each other out, and neither of us won the immunity award. I know that joke is sick. We got along really well. Again, you appreciate things like we also appreciated the fact that she did not send her grandpa his birthday card and lottery ticket, because the last thing he needs is another fucking envelope filled with smallpox. You know, happy birthday! You've won $5 of free scratch card and COVID. By the way, guys, we were actually really taken really good care of. Her parents bought us like a microwave, a tea kettle. They bought me new underwear, because that's not something you think of when you can't go somewhere for 2 weeks. Yeah, there is no bigger flex on your girlfriend's dad. They're like, hey, Rich, while you're going to Walmart to pick us up some chicken soup, can you pick up some condoms? Thanks, buddy. So, yeah, they bought us a microwave, tea kettle, a whole bunch of stuff there, food. It was like Christmas. It was better than Christmas. Twice the gifts, none the family. God bless us, everyone. And I think that's my time.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Kevin, the bathtub boy Flynn. Thanks for coming.
I've had work names.
Thanks for coming.
I had a few direct exposures to COVID, but I didn't catch it. So I did the responsible thing and dodged all of the calls from the public health nurse that would have been telling me to stay home.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Yeah, because that's how that works. You just avoid them telling you.
Patient zero there.
If they don't talk to me, then they can't tell me to stay home.
She just gives it out. She doesn't like keep it.
Yeah, that sounds like you were asymptomatic. Doesn't sound like you didn't have COVID.
Sounds like you had it and you got over it.
Like
no,
if everywhere you go, people catch COVID. That's not.
Get the fuck out of those places.
Contact tracing.
No, for real. Like in a household of 4 people, like there's no chance that all 4 of us would have been asymptomatic, and then every single person we had contact with.
You don't stay in the house. You avoid
you're in the
your
van.
family in the
It's
car.
in the van.
You just established that.
The bar sees you more than your children do.
Everyone at the bar got it.
No, they didn't. But now that everyone's vaccinated and we're like the masks aren't mandatory anymore, I'm like, that's cool. I can finally like just see people's faces. But it turns out that you're still a piece of shit if you aren't wearing a mask, even though everyone's vaccinated and you don't need to anymore. I don't get it. Like
people are being weird.
Like
whatever. You just do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you feel safe. I don't care. I don't care. My masks are smelly. I want to get rid of them. I want to get rid of my masks.
They're kind of like your underwear, man. You need to change them.
People did invest like a lot of money in some of these masks, to be fair. Like they got Gucci and Versace masks. I don't know if I would want to just like put that aside.
Oh yeah, they had like fancy gold ones and stuff. Yeah, like
I think too, because people have been wearing masks for so long. It's like when you stop, it's like people aren't used to seeing people's naked faces.
Also, anybody bought the Gucci and the Versace mask, if they had that much money, they're the first ones without masks. It's like it's the mid-range poor people that are keeping the mask. So.
I'm sure they did. Well,
I think some people just like to have the excuse to like just cover their face. It's a nice excuse.
I wear it at work, but I don't wear it with comedy.
Yeah.
Come on, Abigail, do it.
Our next comedian coming up, he has his name spelled wrong by our other host. He's gone through a hard time recently, and he deserves some redemption. Everybody, please give it up for Tristan Smith.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, keep it going for all your hosts, Dawn, Abigail, Bontrager, or not. I guess you don't have to platform if you don't like them. That's usually the easiest part of any open mic is just saying give it up for your host, and no one moved, no one even made a sound. This is, you've really poisoned the well, so to speak. I don't know if you guys remember when Zoom first started. There used to be like this huge controversy. Like people would there'd be hackers that would break into Zoom rooms and like they'd say racist stuff. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was a thing very, very early on during the shutdown.
Yes.
And when I first told friends I was gonna start doing comedy over Zoom, a lot of them, got concerned. They're like, "Hey Tristan, are you sure you want to do comedy over Zoom? What if somebody breaks into the open mic and is racist?" I don't know if you've heard of comedy. If you're hacking into an open mic to be racist, you're doing way too much. Like, just sign up like anybody else. This is far too much work. Yeah, I don't think there's anything worse during the height of COVID than seeing someone fatter than you not wearing a mask. Like I'm very afraid of COVID. It's a disease that kills poor, overweight Black people. Like they could have called it Tristan disease. I changed my whole life because of it. I changed my whole life because of it. I now try to exercise. I walk 5 miles a day at least. I try to eat better, and because of that, I've lost a good amount of weight over the last year and a half. And now when I see my friends for the first time, thank you, John. Now when I see my friends for the first time in a year and a half, they'll sometimes come up to me and they say, "Hey, Tristan, I don't know if you wanted me to say anything, but have you lost weight?" You don't know if I want you to say anything. That's all I want to talk about. What do you think I did at this for? You think it's who you don't know if I want to talk about the biggest accomplishment I've ever made in my life. You don't know if I want to talk about that. You don't know if I want to talk about the only thing I've ever cared about in my entire I don't care if your mom died during COVID. I want to talk about how this shirt fits. That's the only thing I want to talk about, dude. I truly just talk about how hot I could be. I don't know. It's been a whole weird journey the last year, and I don't know. It turns out that exercising and trying to eat better has really changed me as a person for the worse. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just I kind of wish COVID had lasted longer. If you really want me to be honest, I wish COVID was a 4-year event. Because if I went 4 years without eating perfectly, exercising every day, and I went 4 years without seeing my friends, I would look fucking amazing at the end of it. So I really needed this to last quite a bit longer. All right. Not only that, I don't know if you guys know, I live in Chicago. Chicago, we have a lot of crazy events happen in the news. And a couple months ago, we had a police officer kill a kid. And no matter how you think about that politically, I ended up going to a protest about it. And after the protest, we had a march. Midway during the march, I remember thinking, if we keep going, I'm gonna hit my step goal for the day. And that's not a thought you want to have when you're trying to cheer on this. It's an insane thing to think. But then I realized on some level, I kind of need the cops to kill kids. If I want to be in better physical shape, that's the only way to do it. That kid died so I could live. I think of it that way. I'm gonna live so much longer than 12 because of him.
Oh man.
It's I don't know. I think I'm about 10 dead kids away from physical fitness. I found that out about myself. That is a risky line to walk in a Zoom open mic. I gotta be honest about that. Because when that set does not work, I look like a monster. And now I look. I'm gonna. I don't know. How much time do I have left? I assume a minute or close to it.
Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I got. I'll do this one last joke. This is one of my favorite jokes. I have no idea how you feel about it. And that's what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make breakfast over the Zoom, so you're gonna see me make pancakes and eggs. So that'll be fun for you. All right. Anyway, the joke. I recently realized I have a new biggest fear. My biggest fear is that they're gonna make a Black Lives Matter porn parody, because I don't know if I'm supposed to watch, you know? Like, I don't want to watch that for the same reasons I watch Roots. Because I consider myself a socially conscious guy. And I know that Black Lives Matter. But I don't know if I want to watch black guys splatter. I'm a little bit conflicted about that. And apparently that's kind of a bomb, but everything else works, so I don't care. Give it up for your hosts.
Thanks for coming, Tristan.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
come in.
I mean, I don't even think that I need to say how much I relate to that set because everybody who's like
She wants to see the black. She wants to see the splatter.
no, more of the like narcissistic. I'm fucking hot. Look at me, and I don't really care what's happening to your grandma. That's been straight up me for like, like
Oh, your grandma died. Oh my god! I have my car out here that I sleep in, and like, let's talk about me.
I'm like really sorry about your grandma. And I'm not wearing a bra. Oh my god, I'm the worst. Yeah.
Pretty
Can you
much.
change my name to this worst person ever?
Let's see. Who is our horrible person up next?
He is not a horrible person. I am very excited about this comic being in this room. I have not seen him in months.
Oh, there we go.
And he is
Yeah.
genuinely one of my favorite comics. I met him then when I was still doing comedy in New Orleans, whenever I was a little baby comic. And I have drawn him, and I'm happy. Everybody, please give it up for E.J. Mascapo.
Woo! Thanks for coming.
Hey, wow, what a warm welcome. I will disappoint. So that's good. Yeah, good to see you, Abiel, everybody else. So let's see. I'm Filipino, and a lot of Filipinos are conservative. I have this pro-Trump cousin who is still posting about how people need to punish the Chinese for COVID. Yeah, easy, pal. Punish the Chinese. Yeah, to everyone here, that's us. I'm sorry, those lunatics just randomly attacking Asians on the street. Yeah, not great with geography. He's online provoking people to punish the Chinese. That's gonna make for a weird conversation with the cops. There's like, oh, okay, fellas, why did you attack this poor man? It's like, what? He told us to. I do like the idea of my ethnicity as a defense, though. Like, I've seen some Asian people giving each other weapons for self-protection. I want to get in line and just be like, oh, no thanks. I'm Filipino. Yeah, no knife for me, but I will take a map. So yeah, some people are like, if I get attacked, I hope he's not big. I hope he likes to learn. May was AAPI month, which, you know, this is a month for Asians of all types to get together and celebrate our heritage. But our real heritage is hating other Asians. Yeah, you think Asian hate is bad here? You should go to Asia. It's this is how much Filipinos hate Chinese people. My cousin's posting all this Chinese hate. Partly as a result, Filipinos are getting assaulted. My cousin knows, doesn't care. I'm like, dude, you got to stop. You're stoking Asian hate. He's like, yeah, but I don't like Chinese people. I'm like, have you seen the news? They're attacking Filipinos. He's like, well, they shouldn't have looked so Chinese. Look, there actually is a supportive Asian American community here, which I'm super grateful for. But it is strange because there are 48 countries in Asia, all completely different. All right, like no one comes here identifying as Asian. My family came from the Philippines. I was born here. I grew up like, hi, I'm Filipino. And people here were like, oh, hey, an Asian. They did introduce me to other Asians. On the SATs, I marked myself as Asian. Crazy Rich Asians was a movie about Chinese people, but they're like, this movie is a step forward for all you Asians. And I'm like, Jesus, okay, I guess I'm Asian. And in high school, my close friend group included a Vietnamese kid and a Korean kid and a Chinese kid. And I know people looked at us like we were basically family, but I also saw them as foreigners. All right, I'd go to their houses. Their food was weird to me too. They smelled funny. I didn't understand any of their grandmas. So, the only reason the Asian American community exists is because the rest of you can't tell us apart. All right, I've had to explain. So many people have asked me to explain like K-pop and mukbangs and feng shui, as if I'm not also Googling these things.
I love that.
They're like, do people listen to BTS where you come from? Yeah, the internet. People expect me to know all things Asian. I should just turn that right around. You know, just like, Jeff, you're a white guy. What's the deal with that trend you all love? Genocide. The Cheesecake Factory has an Asian chicken salad. What Asian chicken? What kind of Asian? You can't name a dish after an entire race of people. That'd be like if a restaurant served white people soup. Doesn't make any sense. I overheard this at a Starbucks. This is real. A guy said, you ordered chai? What are we, in a karate dojo?
What?
Okay. All right. Look, chai is Indian. Karate is Japanese. And India and Japan could not be more different. They're 4,000 miles apart. That's like equating the Europe with the US. Like that's like oh, you're eating escargot. What is this? The 4th of July? Look, this guy's wearing clogs. I didn't realize we were dressing for NASCAR. Tea and crumpets. This guy thinks he's at a rodeo. All right, that's all I've got to work on. Thanks.
Hey. Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess Open Mic.
Thank you.
Love that set.
I also love that set.
Don't tell us you're going to be a disappointment. That's for us to decide, not you.
Hey, you let him be self-deprecating and then woo you.
I live in a city that is like more than 70% Asian, but most of those are Chinese and Hong Kong. But like, you're right, like people outside of here don't they don't know the difference. They just come in, they're like, look at all these Chinese people. I'm like,
where are you? What city?
Look at all these chickens.
I'm in Richmond, BC.
Canada.
Yeah.
North America.
She's gonna say BC like you know what she's talking about.
What? Oh, right.
I don't think British Columbia makes it more clear.
I thought you said Richmond Beefy, and I was like, is that another name for Virginia? Beefy?
Virginia?
Haunting us, Tristan. You look like you are a ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah, probably. I get that.
Backstage stuff. Do it blind. Do it blind.
Do it blind.
Blind intro.
A blind
It's my
intro.
favorite game. It's my
This
favorite game. It's my
person
favorite game.
is a comedian.
But up next is probably the youngest up and coming comedian in New York. Watch out, when he turns 21, he's gonna steal your job and your woman. It's Harry Lou.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, cats are a lot like liquid. They just take the shape of whatever container they're in, and I noticed that today. I've gained a lot of weight over the past few months, and I knew I was getting fat when people stopped asking me for weight loss advice. Like I'll see my friend eating something with a lot of calories, and I'll be like, "Hey, that's a lot of calories," and they'll be like, "I know. Do you want it, fat ass?" And that's what I do instead of buying food. But nobody wants health advice from a fat person. That's why I get suspicious when I go to the doctor and the doctor's fat. They're like, your weight is in the 85th percentile for your height, and I'm like, I'm just following what you're doing. But there are certain people that you want to be fat, like a chef. I don't want to eat cake unless it's made by someone who's an expert on cake. I mean, you look like you'd make a great salad, but cake, I don't know. But you also don't want your chef to be like too fat. They might eat your dessert. You want a happy medium between someone that's going to die at 40 and someone that's going to die at 60. I knew I lived in a wealthy town when I looked on the Facebook page and there's a subsection called diamonds. That's like going to someone's house and then being like, this is our bathroom, this is our kitchen, and here's our Lamborghini room. I was at the pool the other day and I heard a little girl say, "Are you my sister?" And I think that's amazing that the pool is reuniting families. I knew the country club was good for more than just golf. The country club, specifically the pool, is an interesting experience. Imagine a place where you can be your 100% true self. That's where the poor people go. That's right. No one shows up to an event with their authentic self and a Porsche. You pick one. The country club is kind of like an unorganized cult. Like it's a cult that you could easily leave. In fact, they kick you out if you don't pay them every month. But cults and country clubs are pretty similar. They're both predominantly white. Like when you think of cults, diversity doesn't exactly come to mind. I don't think they have many cookouts. All right, that's going to be it for me. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thanks for coming, Harry.
Woo!
Ba-do-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do-do. Hot mess open mic. Hot mess open mic. Hot mess open mic.
I'm in an earthquake.
That was bad, but better than expected.
I'm in this weird position where people ask me for weight loss advice, and I know that I should just really not give it to them.
No. You should specifically say, you should specifically be like, "Do you think I did this in the healthy way?"
Yeah, I'm like, you don't want to do what I do to look the way that I do. Why don't you just like go to a doctor? Yeah, that's probably better. Because otherwise,
go to nutritionists. Go whatever. But yeah,
and then run 20 kilometers a day.
Yeah, Dawn's diet is run away from your problems and do the green drugs. I didn't mute you; it just muted yourself. But you know who? What? Wait, what?
She lost her screen.
Yeah, she lost everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, our next comic, he's coming in. He's coming. I bet she's the highest paid comic in that living place. I wanted to say it was a trailer, but I was like, it looks like a really fancy like basement apartment, or it might just be like the whole 1-floor house dealy. I really want to. I want the rock star tour of your house, but yeah, our next comic, he used to be Man of Cell fame, but he's just bringing so much rock star energy today. It's just like he's just dazzling through the little thumbnail.
Wow.
It's on my screen. It's not any bigger than my thumb, but he's dazzling hard dazzle. I haven't seen so much dazzle since the Dazzler made an appearance in the last X-Men movie where she sang at that campfire. So much dazzle. James Longshaw. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Woo.
Dazzle my nazzle. Oh,
Dazzle,
yeah.
baby.
Hello, Bon Ranger. I am the highest comedian in this.
The highest.
Hell yeah, baby.
How's everybody doing? It's great to be back. I cannot believe it is July. It's July. No way, man. July. And I would like to make a joke here about how Jews lie, but I don't think it's kosher. Cheap shot number one. There's plenty more where that came from. All right. Anyway, Dawn, I cannot believe. Is Dawn here?
I think she is. Yeah.
Oh,
she's
okay,
getting.
good.
She's getting
I was about to say
dressed.
worst host ever. I can't believe she actually stole my worst host ever crown from me. How could you, Dawn? We should all have a round of booze for Dawn. Boo! Just kidding. Just kidding. It's fair enough. You are the best at being the worst. Oh, host roast. No, Dawn, I love Dawn. Dawn, I don't know if you heard, but Tom Cruise gave back his Golden Globes because of like issues about their legitimacy. And I am worried that they're coming for my participation trophies next. Because there are definitely questions about the legitimacy of New Jersey. Am I right? Am I right, people? No, I'm not right. I really thought I was right. Anyway, some of you, I don't know, I guess some people recognize me, some of you might not, because I got this new look for my latest film project, film role, which is not a biopic of the people who stormed the Capitol. It's not. Actually, I think I look more like I'm about to bust some damn dirty hippies, which would mean busting myself. Speaking of the guys who attacked the Capitol, I don't know. Did I tell you guys ever all my coup jokes? Doesn't matter. I have one more. I have a brand new one, and I'm going to tell you guys that one. What is the guys who stormed the Capitol's favorite kind of poetry?
What?
Haiku. Okay, let's try a different setup. What is a stoner's favorite form of poetry? Anybody?
Haiku.
Oh! It didn't work much better, did it? Damn. What am I going to do? Oh, well. Anyway, let me introduce you to my cat. He's right here sleeping in his dressing room. He is also a hot mess. His name is Baby Yoda, which is not as cool as naming your cat Chewbacca in 1977. But you know, I could have actually also named him Baby Doja. Baby Doja. Then he would have been Baby Doja Cat. Anyway, he's almost a year now and he's growing up really fast. Just the other day, I caught him downloading kitty porn. And he's becoming very independent. And I'm like, no, Baby Yoda, this is a codependent family. Codependent. Very important. And also, like, he's always biting at me. He's biting me. And I'm like, no, Baby Yoda, no. And then he like still bites at me. So I'm worried I'm raising him to think that no means yes. Anyway, we just call him President Biden now. Cats are better than kids because kids of smoke, I'm a smoker, and kids of smokers are 9 times as likely to become smokers themselves. And cats of smokers are 0 times as likely, to become smokers. I totally messed up that delivery, but let me tell you, it's like one of my funniest jokes. It really is. That's not good. Anyway, so I got 1 minute left. I'm going to go back to me. I used to be in a really horrible relationship. It was really bad. Every time I said, I love you, she'd say, I love you too. And finally, I was just like, okay, I get it. They're a great band, but what about me? Do you love me? I'm in a much better relationship now. My wife worships me. She's always like, Jesus, why did you do that? Jesus, what were you thinking? And occasionally, Jesus, I love you. And whenever I tell her sweet things, she gives me a blowjob. She's a sucker for that stuff. That joke is what my wife calls divorce material. And I'm what my wife calls a punchline. All right, I'm going to end with my cat. I'm going to bring it back around to my cat. This is my impression of my cat. And this is my cat's impression of me. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. I hope all my punchlines hit you where it hurt. And it's great to see everybody. Thank you, Dawn. You rock. Round of applause for our host.
All right, James. Before you go, you look like the kind of person who has connections in the weapons industry. So I got a pitch for you, dude. I got a pitch for you. So I got this new weapon, right? So I was thinking, fire's really cool, right? So what if we made fire like burn more, you know? So like I was thinking, I got some styrofoam and I like put it in a cup with some gas and I made this napalm stuff. You think we could sell it? You know someone I could sell this to?
Napalm. I do know some
napalm.
people.
It's great.
I do know some people who love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Use it as like an aromatic. Yeah. It's also great because like if you want to burn anything like a forest, no matter what you burn, when it stops burning, you can't burn it anymore. So it's like flame proof, and also nothing can grow there for like a couple generations. It's got really good side effects.
I think it's also really good for feng shui, but we should ask EJ.
Yeah. EJ, what do you think? Like, should it be like an aromatic? Should we get like an aromatic? Should it be a? Get out of here, Mr. Cellophane. You're a horrible person. Get out of here. You're a horrible person.
You see right through me. Ding, ding, ding.
All right, we'll miss you, Dawn.
Bye.
Don't make too many bad decisions, and if they, make sure they have really high scores in Fortnite. None of these Halo guys anymore. All right. I know what you going with any of these Halo guys. All the money's in Fortnite. I told you.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, I'm gonna go watch the soccer game and
Sorry, not sorry. Bye.
Watch some British boys cry. That's what I'm looking forward to today.
Go Denmark!
Go Denmark! Woo! Bye guys.
Enjoy.
The game doesn't start for 45 minutes.
I know, right? She's trying to
Does not care.
She's trying to pre-schmooze. All right, Abigail, what are you doing? How's it going over there?
It's going pretty good, guys.
All right. Trying to get you to riff a thing. Anyways, our next comic, you've seen them all over. You've seen them hanging out in the Brady Bunch like world we live in above. You've seen them sign up in the chats. You've seen them all over. Wait, can I? There we go. I think this will still work. Kavita Singh, come on down. Oh, God damn it.
I was about to say, man.
I love that intro. It's like perfect when you don't know who the person is. Like you see them in the street.
You've seen them places.
Somewhere. Distant place. Guys, so I currently live in Boston. It's pretty interesting. I feel like you can see the impacts of climate change, particularly here, because not only are the polar ice caps melting, but also the Irish. As they are burning. But I feel like climate change, especially with animals, like climate change isn't being felt equally. Like I know polar bears are dying, but I feel like seals are probably having a blast. Like all that time spent hiding from polar bears is used now to like even out their spray tans. That was so bad. My friend Priya, she's finally on dating apps now that the world is opening up again. And I told her that if she wants to go on a date, go to a place that's low stakes, like a coffee shop, right? It's quick exchange, and if you're uncomfortable, then you could just leave. My friend Samir had a different approach. Mm-hmm. On his third date, he brought this girl up a mountain, only for her to tell him that she was uninterested at the top. Uh-huh. I reassured him. I was like, Samir, she could have dumped you at the bottom of the mountain. At least at the top, you could just jump off. Priya, her criteria for dating a guy was like a little odd. She's like, I just want someone who I like and can talk to and is experienced and wants to fuck, but also treats me like we're in a relationship when we're hanging, and then also a good friend when we're not. Get it? And I was like, yeah, Priya, it's just like when I don't know what the fuck I want. So naturally, she's like trailing the ass of a 19-year-old virgin. I was like, at least you satisfied half of your fucking contradiction. I think what she really wants is just like a call me mommy situation where she like has sex with him and then just like strokes his hair. You know, she like holds him in her arms and watches him cry and reassures him that it's all okay. I don't go out, like I don't hook up with men who are significantly older than me. Like when I was younger, I used to think it was hot. The last time I went out with an older man, I was 22 and he was 34. And when we went home together, he couldn't get his dick up, quote unquote, because he was depressed and his brother was dying. End quote. And I was like, oh no, like that is why you chose me. Like I feel like he saw me and was able to screen out like the bored people pleaser vibe and was just like, I choose you. Slaying it. How much time do I have?
2 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about my family with you guys. My dad is a doctor, and he's always wanted me to be one. And so to pressure me, he would often flaunt the achievements of my coworkers' family members. He'd be like, Dr. Patel's son graduated from Yale Medical School. Or like, Dr. Mehta's daughter makes $400K as an anesthesiologist. First of all, I don't even know how he collects this information. Like, do you, the other coworkers, just assemble in your break room during your free time and just put your dicks on the table, but not for prostate exams? My uncle got arrested for bribing a local government official. When I found out, I was super pissed. Like, thanks, douche. Way to make Indians look awful. But I felt a little validated that it was white collar crime. It wasn't some stereotypical blue collar crime like Indian man caught stuffing turban with discounted mangoes at Trader Joe's, said he thought they were free. Like my immigrant uncle graduated from a bodega to a wannabe wannabe Bernie Madoff, and I think that's worth celebrating. Okay, I'm done.
Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess Open Mic. This is the part where I see if I still have a co-host. Here, there we are, Abigail. Oh no! Oh, there it is. Almost.
Yeah, I exist.
Is your internet bad because you're in Brooklyn now?
Probably. I'm also just on my phone. I'm not on my computer. Yeah.
Silly.
Because I'm doing work stuff on my computer right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get this book going, guys. Buy it.
Getting the book out, you're putting it on the platforms. Got a lot of there's a lot of this one guy in there, but I couldn't tell if it was it just like was that just like a representation of just like a common comedian, or just like as an archetype, or is it just like, or is this someone that's important to you, that's just like around you, or is it just kind of a coincidence?
It might be my boyfriend.
Oh.
It might be someone who says they love me. I know. Who knows if he's telling the truth?
If you wanted to sell more in Chicago, you need to have more pictures of Abraham Lincoln. Maybe just put a top hat on Joe. I mean, I think that's all you need. You know who else would look good on top of Abraham Lincoln?
Oh.
Yeah, if he said, like if he like, Abraham Lincoln's really tall, so like this next guy could be the hat on top of.
Oh,
because like
fancy.
Abraham Lincoln's like he's as big as that statue, so he's like really big. He's like
Wow,
a Gundam of presidents.
A Gundam.
So this guy could be sitting on top of
relevant references Von Traeger makes. Yeah.
So this guy could be sitting on top of that
Lincoln Memorial.
Abraham Lincoln statue. Yeah, Lincoln Memorial statue, Gundam style, and it would superpower.
Yeah.
Thomas Dodd!
Ooh, what a wonderful introduction. Hi, coming to you live from my Gitmo looking bedroom. This is what happens when your roommate tries to cover your other roommate's horrible violence issues before they leave in the middle of the night. Fun times. What am I gonna say? I was watching another comic on stage, and he was talking about how he was like bad at giving head. I'm like, how can you be a dude and be bad at giving head? Like, what the fuck is so complicated about? Okay, that's all the laughs I'm getting out of that. I was just gonna keep going until I got to
I'm very concerned.
Yeah. So look, English is basically the world language, and that's a really stupid choice for the world language. It really doesn't make sense for like a lot of reasons. But the one reason it does make sense is that it's an evolving language. Like you can just make up new words in English, and if they fit, or phrases, and they fit and make sense, people will just adopt them and roll with them, and they'll go into the normal English language. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that Shakespeare and Jay-Z have a lot more in common than people think, because they're both like actively evolving the English language and making it better. Okay, that's the problem with new material, folks. Sometimes it's not funny. Everyone's just like, that's an interesting insight.
Shakespeare doesn't have a Beyonce.
Yeah. Let's see what else. So I spent like 3 years in college passing a bong like back and forth with my racist friend Brondo. And like Brondo hates Arabs. Like he just hates Arabs so much. And like I love like trying to call him out on his bullshit. So like Brondo is a genius engineer. He works in like robotics. So I'm like, Brondo, you know what the mathematical basis of everything you're doing in engineering is? And he's like, what? And I said, algebra. Allah, algebra. That's what you do. That's the basis of what you're doing. You would not exist without the Arabs invented algebra. And he kept trying to like argue back and forth with me about like trying to come up with some excuse that it's not true. And eventually he concluded that algebra was actually invented by Assyrian Christians, because that's the only people who he could find who were involved in the development of algebra who weren't Arab. And like, so that's what he decided to do. So he decided to pick that hill to die on. I'm like, Brondo, you're being stupid. Why don't you go to the bar and drink some alcohol until you develop some better sense? Okay. Okay. That worked out pretty well. What else? Oh, right. Fuck, that's not. See, this is the problem with doing open mics and then just completely ignoring what's going on until like a minute before your set, is that you really all like prepare yourself a little bit more for what it is you were trying to say. But at the same time, so like, I remember, so like Kate Upton once did a gig in Antarctica, right? And like in Antarctica, and like she was like, nobody, and like she said, sure, she wasn't thinking about anything. Nobody was thinking of anything until all of a sudden you have this like 90% naked woman in like 10-degree temperatures doing a swimsuit show. And like she was like so cold by the end of it, they were like literally moving her body parts around to like fucking like, so they could get the shots. And like apparently in the end, she was actually blind. Apparently there's such a thing called snow blindness, and she was blind, like temporarily like blind from doing that shoot, which really came like as a huge shock to me, because I thought Kate Upton caused blindness. No, apparently it's the snow. What do you know? Masturbation joke. Okay. Yeah, man, I got a colonoscopy. I had to schedule a colonoscopy because I have Crohn's disease, and I just have to get back. I was supposed to do it during COVID, and I didn't do it during COVID, so I'm trying to schedule for the next few months. And boy, am I excited! All right, fair enough. 1 minute, huh? Yeah, man, I do have Crohn's disease. It sucks. It's really unpleasant. Like, I don't have the Hershey Highway. I have the Hershey Autobahn. It's really bad. Like, it's just so bad. It's bleh. But yeah, one thing that does help is now they make like special, you know how there's like tampons and pads for women? There are also pads for people like me that you specifically shove up your butt. So like reduce the flow back there. And like, I just have to tell you, feel so much better. You know, the women in this audience know exactly what I'm talking about. Am I right, ladies?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll stop there for now. My name's Tom Dykes. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming, Thomas Dykes, to the Hot Mess Open Mic. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, EJ. Thanks for sticking around. Come
I wish didn't stick around?
That's pretty funny. Huh?
You know who I wish didn't stick around?
Oh, who wish did you wish didn't stick around?
Next comedian coming up on Traeger.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Our next comedian, I tricked him so good because you know what? He said he was gonna come. Yeah, because he said he was gonna come to this music festival thing that I was hosting, and then last minute he didn't come, and I was all sad because I was doing really good riffs. I needed somebody to record for me, but he wasn't there. But I didn't tell him that because I was gonna put the camera in his hand when he got there, but he didn't show up. So then I said that I was gonna go to the Pressure open mic. He went to an open mic, and it was his 4th time performing ever live in front of people, and I didn't go.
Third time.
Third time? Oh,
yeah, I was there yesterday with him too.
Tristan's counting. He's keeping track for me.
You guys are so sweet.
Yeah.
I thought Tristan was the guy.
Keeping
No,
one
it was Gregory.
male comedian going when he shouldn't.
Come on down.
Why
Talk
are you
about
so
math
mean?
and stuff, I guess. Thanks for coming, Gregory Matthews.
Really a delight. Really a delight to be here every week. I don't know if you're aware of this about me, but one thing you need to know about me is that the less people want me to do something, the more I'm going to do it. And Abigail wanting me to quit comedy fuels my desire to do it more. I mean, I may not even want to do it anymore, but I just feel like I have to keep doing it to it's fight comedy. And so I did. I went to an in-person open mic, and I made a stranger laugh for the first time ever in a bar. It was very exciting feeling for me. I think they were hammered. But so today what you're getting from me is just nonstop stupidity. I'm gonna do 5 minutes of really, really stupid stuff. I've collected over the last year and a half all of my stupid Facebook posts, and I'm now going to deliver them to you.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do
Traeger
it.
is very excited about this.
No.
So here's one. Yeah, oh well, maybe treat me a little bit better, and I'll put something together for you. I'll maybe do a real thing. I just thought this is from Amir was talking about. I once dated a girl and we weren't working out. After we broke up, I would get super winded walking upstairs. So England's playing Denmark in the Euro semifinals today, and I'm conflicted about who to root for. On the one hand, I'm white, so maybe I should root for England. But on the other hand, I'm extremely white, so maybe I should be rooting for Denmark. I found out the other day that Meatloaf doesn't believe in climate change. Well, here's the thing. I don't really give a fuck what Meatloaf thinks about climate change. I don't care what Meatloaf thinks about any important political issues. I don't even care what Meatloaf thinks about Meatloaf. I was reading a news story the other day, and Johnny Cash's daughter just had a kid, so it was his grandchild, and his name was Jimmy Bitcoin. Some people just have this Netflix and chill kind of vibe. I feel like my vibe is more Hulu and butt stuff, though. A lot of comics think that just because their friends think they're funny that they'll be good at stand-up, but they're actually awful at stand-up. And I'm definitely not one of those people because not even my friends think I'm funny. How's this going for you, Abigail? Is this as hell as you thought it would be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting way worse. Amazon Prime is a monopoly and it needs to be broken up. Did you guys see this story? Unfortunately, when regulators tried to break it up, they found they couldn't do it because it was only divisible by one in itself.
Wow.
Math joke. It's a math joke.
I fall for this every time. I forget this joke every single time, and the punchline keeps hitting me in the bad place.
So good. So the Supreme Court is now 6-3 with conservatives, and everyone should be worried about Roe versus Wade getting overturned. But don't worry, if it gets overturned, you can always go to Maine and get an abortion from Michael Caine, assisted by Spider-Man. The Cider House Rules joke. Did you guys see that there was an off-duty firefighter shot and killed by one of his colleagues the other week? If only there had been a good guy with a hose. You guys ever feel like you're living life like Benjamin Button, but in reverse?
Monster. You absolute fucking monster.
I'm gonna keep going until you shut my mic off. I've been running a lot lately, and I realized that Usain Bolt is the great name for the world's greatest sprinter. His last name is Bolt. That's incredible. But what's even more incredible is the world's worst sprinter is named Phil Molasses Legs. I don't care about water polo, but for 2 weeks every 4 years during the Olympics, when my country is vying for gold against the best teams in the world, I still don't give a shit. Defund the Olympics. You guys want Abigail? This is for you. Want an impression, Abigail? Will it just make it worse?
Do it. Do it for all of us. Do it for your career.
I had some reasonable stuff, but I'm doing this because I'm angry with Abigail.
Oh, buddy.
No, I'm not really mad. This is what I have. This is my impression of if Oprah hosted the Maury Povich show. You are not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father.
Beautiful, Gregory. Thank you so much for your.
Any more?
No, it's over.
Done?
No, it's over. Thank God it's over. I
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You got plugged. You got pulled. The plug got pulled.
Turning off his camera.
I was thinking about it.
Beautiful time in history. Listen, guys, it's not every person with a name should write it down on an open list and go up every week, you know? And I fully believe that in my heart. Am I still going to do it? Absolutely. Is Gregory still going to do it? Sadly. And that's what we have to deal with as a society.
All right. So as your punishment for being so mean to Gregory, you have to give us a really good intro for our last comic, closing us out.
You said give a good intro.
I knew that would happen. Wait, start over. You cut out.
You missed that, Abigail. That was really funny.
Start over. You cut out. Okay.
No, I was. Our next comedian coming up. I'm always pleased to have women at this mic that aren't, Greg. So please, everybody, please give it up for Katie.
Yeah, woo!
Come on down, Katie.
I always want to make pitches for shows, and I want to make a show that's like one of those crossover, like with like Hasidic Jews and Amish people, and call it like Amishugama or something. And I don't know. I think it could work. And halfway through the season, just because this year just sucks and I just want to see things blow up. I want like, what's his name? Richard Spencer to like be a celebrity guest, but he doesn't know that what he's going to, obviously. But you know, I'll make the contract. So like he won't be able to get out of it. He thinks he's going to like one of those creepy blue-eyed parties where, you know, you have to have blue eyes to enter. And then, you know, you'll unfold him. You'll be like, we're giving you a makeover. And then he'll like, you know, you take and he's got like the curls and everything. And like, and he's like, mother. And I was just, oh, that would be so priceless. But he's got to stay there because the freaking, you know, the Hasidic Jews, you know, a quarter of my people, you know, shout out to Tom Dykes. You know, we make, you know, our contracts good. So, and like, maybe I want to do another pitch for something. And like, do you remember Goosebumps? I want to do like one of those like mystery ones, like, you know, small town mysteries, you know, like it's a small town, but you know, we have our mysteries, like, but in Israel, where you just like, well, you know, it'll get written. It's like, you know, Israel's small, but we have our secrets. But like, and everybody in Israel, like it has to be obviously Israelites like doing the acting, but they have to do like the accent from Fargo. They have to try. And well, like freaking, I don't know why everybody's like, I got called a Karen the other day for like saying ideologies are stupid or whatever. And I'm like, my name's Katie. That's like white. Plus, according to the Coalition of Communities of Color, because I'm Slavic, 60%, I am a person of color. And I was like, whoa, I'll take it, I guess. Like victim points. I'm like, whatever. You know, shout out to the Polacks out there. Fucking Poland is like killing it right now. I'm hungry. Jesus Christ. They're pissing everybody off. It's hilarious. And everybody's like, Polish people are racist. You know what? All of my relatives, Polish people and Mexicans, are creating a new race. It's called Polaxicans. Every Polish person I know, like, is married to a Mexican. Every Mexican I know is married to a Polish person. It's because you're fucking Catholic and you know, family oriented, you know, very fertile and all that shit. So that blows the race theory out the door. I really think. You know, and I called this one dude like it's at college like a dupayash, and which means dumbass, and this Mexican guy's like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm like, yeah, hombre. But I feel like, I don't know. I don't think when it comes to like race and stuff, like when I was younger, I had this ginger kid peel off his skin because he was like, you know, like when they're like, you know, when they're peeling because of the sun, and he peeled it off and then he threw it at me. And from then on, like, I was really scared of like people with big freckles, you know, it was like big freckle phobia. I think, you know, the DSM, they're going to file it. But, and then like, I remember like, that was when I was like 6. And then I remember when I was like 10, you know, I learned about slavery, and I'm like, well, where is he? Upstairs. Like, and I was just thinking like, why would anybody be racist against Black people? I mean, they're the least likely to throw their skin at you. And I was just, you know, I'm a little on the spectrum, but logically speaking, I just don't see the sound argument in it. And you know, if you're going to be like racist, you should be like racist on the texture of the skin. And just like, it really took me like, when I saw like gingers with like big freckles, I got like itchy, just cause like, you know, when someone throws their skin at you, like, I just feel like that's a power move, and you gotta cool it off. But eventually, you know, it took me like 6 years to get over it. But like, you know, take that critical race theory, you know, unless like big freckle phobia is a thing. But you know, every day, you know, I try not to dwell, but it was traumatic. That kid was a dick. But I don't mean it like freckle people. Incidentally, like every ginger I know is really nice, which is annoying. So I was, you know, to all of, you know, Jordy and all of them. But yeah, it was nice. Oh, sorry, I just put my son to sleep. He's being, oh, and my dog is being, yeah, he's a young Elon Musk, so He's like the good kind of spectrum where he has superpowers. Like I don't have them, but he's like, he's gonna take Tesla over. Well, actually, he's gonna take Silicon Valley over, and I'm gonna get him a little baby shirt that says "End the Fed." I bet his teachers will love that. Well, it was nice to see you guys.
Woo! Thanks for coming, Katie.
Yeah. Thank you.
The hottest open mic.
We made it.
We did it. We learned everything. We're closer
I'm trying to find Abigail's hot brother. It's so difficult.
Yeah, he was hot, but he's an actor, so it's like, is he like? I imagine stage acting because you didn't seem very excited about it.
Oh.
Okay, well now Abigail's clearly fucking with us.
She's like,
he's really successful. He like went into directing a few years ago.
I'm breaking up.
He's a bad actor.
He's a thespian.
Yeah, he's a thespian of the highest order.
Acting.
All right, Abigail,
Acting.
screen share a picture.
Yeah, you better screen share a picture before we leave. No, well, yeah, she's on her phone.
Of my little brother?
Yeah.
Or yeah, because I'm looking
There
up
we
your
go.
Facebook
I'm on
mutuals.
my phone, but
Is that her little brother?
But I'm not seeing. I looked up Chip Nolan, Pat Nolan, so many fucking Nolans clearly in your family.
Right?
Owen Nolan.
No, I don't want to tell you guys his name.
Okay, well, just just show a picture of us. Show the pictures.
We'll use facial recognition software.
Yeah, but don't tell her that.
Oh, right. We won't use facial recognition.
Is he younger or older than you?
He's younger.
How much younger?
3 years. He's
Which, to be fair, I don't know how old you are, so that doesn't give me too much. But yeah,
He's like 19.
I'm 25. All right,
like
there's a good picture of him. Yeah, he's 20 something. He's young. He's the same age.
Everyone needs to see this picture. You can see everyone staring. Everyone needs to see this before we go. Come on, where's
I know. You guys are so committed. How do I send a picture? I'm on my phone, so I can't like screen share.
Yeah, you can.
Hold on, I'm sharing a photo.
You can screen share on your phone.
Yeah. Bam.
thought he was
That's my little
blonde.
brother.
But other than that, yeah.
He is.
He doesn't have a body,
I
but
did
he has
find
a
him on
good
Facebook.
face.
I definitely found this dude on Facebook. He didn't have the name Chris under him. Okay, yeah.
Don't
I'm gonna friend him now.
Don't
We're gonna become best friends.
Good job, Tristan. All right,
Oh,
we did
because he's
everything
gonna
we came
he's
here to
gonna
do.
ask
Thanks for
he's gonna
coming
keep
to the
asking your
Hot
brother
Mess
about your
Open
relationship
Mic.
status.
Ooh. I'm
Thanks
really
for coming to the Hot Mess
enjoying
Open
like
Mic.
the Abby
Yeah.
freeze frames. This is like my
Yeah, it's
favorite
pretty
part of
funny.
the mic this week.
It's a pretty good gag.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are welcome.
Yeah. It
No,
pauses
his
on
name-
pivotal
his
moments.
Joey.
It definitely is, yeah. Because I found him. That was my first guess, but I was like, it's not blonde.
Hell yeah.
He's like dirty.
So come
was
next
a lot
week,
hotter
we're gonna
when we were
find
younger.
out. We're gonna find out
I believe
who
that.
Don's
Anyway.
siblings and
I'm